I don't want colleagues to lose the point I am making. I am showing you the allocation of the budget. 27 debt servicing. 12 trillion we are spending on ourselves. So the total, I don't have to read each and everything, 653 staff who are there cooking, Karo, Dobbies, who, according to the staff list contained in the President's policy statement, the President employs 1,299 staff at his residence, State House, 1,389 in his office. A further 285 positions have been cleared for recruitment next financial year. The recruitment will bring total President workforce to 2,973. This is bigger than 2 secondary schools. You now come to RDCs, because you see, this is important. When you pass a budget, you are also passing and approving recruitment plans. These documents have recruitment plans. If the committee doesn't want to report on them, the main committee, it is unfair to stop others from reporting on it, because you're not only approving budgets, you are approving recruitment plans. We now have 657 RDCs. Remember, the Constitution, I don't have to read this, says there will be an RDC per district. I don't know if the districts have now grown to 657. I will go to Morago Referral Hospital to compare. Morago operating at 49% human resource capacity. In this report, we compare Morago National Referral Hospital and the State House, President's Office staffing levels. Both State House and President's Office employ 3,000 staff, while Morago has 1,308. Total number of staff required to run Morago is 2,649 members of staff, but only 1,308 have been recruited, which is 49% of the total requirement. Morago needs 1,338 staff to operate at full capacity. The list below shows the critical staff missing at Morago Referral Hospital. I don't have to go through the whole list, but you can see. This is where all of us go when we have problems. There are no staff, there are 90 cooks. Deliberately, I think the ones who uploaded did not put, but I wanted to summarize so I don't take a lot of time. This picture, if you're able to see, you have tens of children eating from the same container. And then you have our head of state picking food from a banquet, for a buffet. This is how I have summarized PDM. Thousands of people are eating from one container. The rest have a buffet. So the ones who are enjoying a buffet are telling these thousands eating from a container, why are you not getting satisfied? He has now gone around inspecting. So you are on a buffet, picking meat, picking rice, picking chicken. And these ones, you have given them kaunga, all of them, you are asking them, why are you not getting satisfied? That's the economy of Uganda. 12 trillion is being spent on less than 1% of the population. And then you send 1 trillion and you're asking these people, why are you not getting wealth? Let us look at the 1 trillion in the budget that will be given to, because we are told 14.8 million Ugandans who are still in subsistence agriculture under the patch development model. I don't have to repeat, that's why I use the photos to illustrate. I can now go to page 30. I'm about to finish. And this, for us, is the critical point. Budget must address conditions of our people. Our proposal to restructure the budget to address the socioeconomic situation in the country, let us look at that situation that we are saying must be addressed. 14 million Ugandans walk barefoot. Let Honorable Speaker and honorable members, 31% of Uganda's population, approximately 14 million, do not have at least 2 sets of clothing or a pair of shoes. Majority of these clothes and shoeless people are in Karamoja. where according to UBOS, 62% are without a pair of shoes and 37% are without 2 sets of clothing. Karamoja is followed by Busoga, where 26% of the population do not own 2 sets of clothing and 33% are still walking barefoot. This situation is evident when you look at the number of children in Busoga walking to school in plastic sandals called Nigina or barefoot. Rango, Teso, Buked and Western Nile follow. This is according to UBOS. Ownership of clothing, according to UBOS, and shoes serves as a basic measure of household welfare, reflecting both economic capability and social status. These items, UBOS says, symbolize personal dignity and community standing. Children feel very bad if you didn't know if they don't have them. You need to read Genome 7's book. He still remembers that when they were in primary school, only Sir Richard Kaijuka had shoes. At 80, it is still paining him. There are photos here of children. Unfortunately, someone sabotaged the photos, but you can see them in their hundreds going to school barefoot. I got page 32. 15.7 million Ugandans have no jobs. Uganda's working population is 25 million, which is 56% of the total population, according to UBOS. Uganda's National Employment Policy 2021 defines 14 to 64 as the working age. Only 9.4 million of these 25 million are employed, according to UBOS. This simply means 15 million people are without jobs. General Tiwahabu on Labor Day stated that 1.4 million people are working in factories, 3.6 million in agriculture, 5 million in service, 46,000 in ICT, 408 in public service. Of course, President Museveni figures are exaggerated because the Auditor General, after head count, quoted 396,000 as the number of public service figure. The National Bureau of Statistics on page 162 of the census surprisingly records 13% of the working age as the number of the unemployed. This percentage of 13% actually means 3.2 million people and not 1.2 million as they put. Whichever figure you take, unemployment in the country is high, but even those reported to be working in factories are paid peanuts and are working under very harsh conditions. Among the youth aged 10 to 30, numbering 10 million, only 1.6 million are without jobs. That's why younger people are restless. The solution cannot be abduction, court-martial, and prison. The solution is to look for jobs for them. Only 2.7 million Ugandans own bank accounts. We are told we are being moved into money economy. Maybe they will put us on trucks and drive us there. Only 2.7 million own bank accounts. On page 171 of the census report, UBOS reveals that only 2.7 million Ugandans own bank accounts. The bank account ownership gives a fairer picture of who really is working and is in money economy. Both government and private sector pay through banks and are required by law to remit workers' savings to NSSF for various pension schemes. If only 2.7 million people, which is 10% of the working age, own bank accounts, it means many Ugandans are casual laborers. Bank of Uganda, in a 2022 financial capability survey, found out that 49% of Ugandan employees are paid 150,000 and below. Those paid between 250 and 150 are just 33%. People who are paid $500,000, between $500,000 and 250 are 11.1. Those who are paid between $500,000 and $1 million are 5.7. The Ugandans who are paid a salary of more than 1 million are just 0.9% of the population. That is the money economy for you in our country. 28 million Ugandans still using firewood for cooking. According to UBOS, 28 million people are still using firewood as main source of energy for cooking. This is 62% of the country's population. This affects the environment adversely and a source of ill health. 89% of the population is using firewood and charcoal. In Karamoja, 56% are still cooking in open space. The chair who presented the report said this is the best budget. Of the 10 million households, only 25 are using electricity for lighting and 28 are using solar. 5 million Ugandans ride borders. According to UBOS, bicycles remain the main means of transport in the country. At least 20% of the population, roughly about 9 million people, own bicycles. 12%, 5.5 million, own motorcycles. 3.9, which is 1.8 million, own vehicles. What this means is that we are a border and bicycle economy. 14 million Ugandans in the subsistence economy. According to the census, 3.5 million households, which is 33% of the total 10.6 million households in the country, are still engaged in subsistence economy. This is 14.8 million people. Just 2 pages and I finish, the rest are just annexes. According to you,